50 states,
Yeah.
boxing 50 people. What even like brought you around to that idea?
Man, so I was watching this. I wish I knew his name, but I was watching this dude on Instagram, and this dude was skateboarding from Southern California all the way to New York, and I was like, "What the heck?" And I'm scrolling, and he showed me every state, and it's an incredible journey. He's skating in the rain, in the mud, this whatever weather it is, he's going through it, and it caught my attention. I was like, "Man, I want to do something like that." But at the time, I was working 2 jobs. Like, we had a nice house, so it just didn't quite make sense. March, something happened with us and our landlord where we were losing a house, so they gave us a 30-day notice. I had 2 options. It was either get a new mortgage, get an apartment, or follow my dream. So I prayed on it. I'm like, man, how can I make this idea that he had, original idea for myself? And I was like, okay, I'm good at boxing. That's the only thing I'm good at. Like, honestly, that's the only thing I know. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to box somebody in each state. And I prayed on it for like 9 days. Maybe 10 days straight, just submitted to the Lord. And on that 9th or 10th day, he finally gave me the confirmation of like, yes, go do it. And then naturally I saw myself start picking up a lot more shifts and doing all these things. And yeah, now I'm here.
That's so cool,
man.
man.
It's insane.
Was there anything about you previously, like before you saw those skate videos, that was there anything that was like, man, I want to go travel, I want to go do something unique or something like that? Or was that really just like a total pivot for you when you saw that?
I didn't have an idea what I wanted to do. I just felt trapped. I felt this like claustrophobic feeling of like, this isn't what life is just about. Like, working my jobs and paying rent and paying bills. For me, it wasn't, I want to go travel. It was just like, I know there's something out there that I could do.
Interesting.
And seeing that video gave me hope. And once I got that hope, I just had to run with it. You know, it's tough to kind of stay home with that feeling just deep inside your gut, because there's a lot of things that I regret in my life that I didn't do. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna do this, and I just did it, and now we're here, bro. Like, I'm on a freaking podcast right now.
That's so cool. Dude, that's one of my favorite things is when somebody like, I feel like that calling can show up in so many different phases of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people, like, how many people do we know that are like Sam Walton and all these people who, Walmart is a household name. Everybody knows what it is.
Yeah.
He didn't start until like way later in the game.
Yeah.
And so I think that calling hits people at different times.
Yeah.
But it's one of my favorite things to get around people who, whatever their thing is, they just like, yep, I'm doing it.
Yep.
There's like this glowing energy about people. I feel like you've got that where like every time you get talking about it, it's like, this motherfucker's going to light up every time, bro.
I love talking about this because like, sometimes I feel like I'm nagging somebody about it because I talk about it so much, but I'm like, oh, I'm in a new state. I could talk about this as much as I want, you know? But yeah, this is something I love to do. Like this, although I'm only probably getting like 2-3 hours of sleep a night, I'm enjoying every single day. Like, it's new experiences, new people. And I was telling my boy, like, even if this doesn't blow up or this doesn't go the way that we might think it might go, if I could just inspire one person, which I have. Somebody posted me on their story. They're like, man, I'm super inspired by Dylan. He just went out there and just goes chase his dreams. That's all that matters to me.
Let's go, man.
I allowed that one person to make this whole journey for me.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm totally content. If this doesn't go anywhere, I inspire one person.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, similar to that dude who's skated across the United States.
Yeah.
Like, you might have been that one person for him, and then like literally the trajectory of your life has changed because of that.
Changed, man.
That's got to be so cool, dude.
That's actually insane. I didn't even think about it like that. Like,
yeah,
I thought about my impact on somebody else. I sometimes forget his impact on me. That's actually a really good point. I like that.
Yeah, man. So I feel like one of the things that people feel like when they're in that mode, because you're far from the first person to be in that trapped feeling, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I've got a house, I've got all this stuff, these responsibilities, these jobs. And I think that a lot of people live in that mode of like, they've got this pipe dream, right? I'm going to go spend a year in Europe. I'm going to go road trip, all of the national parks in the US. Like, I feel like everybody's got a version of that thing.
Yeah.
What allowed you to be willing to just like say like, fuck it. Right now is the time. Let's do it.
I mean, I feel like the situation helped a lot with us losing the house, but I feel like at a point you kind of had to get tired of feeling trapped. like for me, I just got tired of it. Like in my head, I couldn't do another month out there. Although I love my hometown, like I love Vegas, I have good people out there, my church is out there. I couldn't do another month just working my jobs, paying bills, and repeating that cycle over and over again without trying to at least change the trajectory of my life. I feel like I was just allowing myself to be stuck and stagnant. And I feel like, especially for the church community, I feel like we get in this comfortable, like, since we're all in community, like we kind of get comfortable with each other.
Interesting.
And I feel like we, as Christ followers, we're not called to the comfortable, like not even just as Christ followers, as human beings, like we're not called to just be comfortable. Like I feel like we're able to go change our lives and no matter what shape or form it is. Like I feel like you should just go take that risk and go take that chance.
I agree, man.
Yeah.
And I think that it can take so many different forms too, like what that risk is, what that chance is.
Yeah.
But again, back to that thing, I think that most people have in the back of their mind what their version of that would be. But I think I'm curious the most about that 10 days where you kind of were like, dude, if there's a time, it's probably right now.
Yeah. You
said that you prayed on it and you had some things show up, but like, what was going through your mind during that 10 days? Because that's not an easy decision.
Man, that's when, like, this is probably my deepest prayer. Like if there's something I was praying on consistently, it was this. And in my mind is like, this stuff is crazy. Like there's no way this doesn't make any sense. And especially when I'm telling people about these ideas, which is true. Like when people say, do not tell other people your dreams, because they could literally crush them. And I'm telling people and they're like, bro, you're stupid. You're 20, you're 26. Like you're pushing 30. Going through a quarter life crisis. I'm hearing it all, bro.
Interesting,
like,
yeah.
And I'm like, man, like I know I feel crazy, but like I don't know, something about this feels right. And as I'm continuing submitting my prayer closet, that 9th or 10th day, I can't remember exactly, that 9th or 10th day, like something clicked for me. And I was like, okay, I'm going through with it. No matter what. Like no matter what, I'm going through with it. I don't care what my parents say. Like my mom literally crying to me on the phone, like, I don't want you to leave. Like, wow, this is insane. And she's like, I'm willing to get you an apartment right now. Like, let's do it. And I'm like, no, Mom, I'm gonna do this.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a million emotions going in my head at the time. It was just when I felt like the Lord was speaking to me, there's no other voice that could like overshadow that. Like, there's no other voice that could match his. Like when the Lord talks, it's just like you have to move.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Yeah. I'm curious now that you've been on the other side of that and you did tell people your dream and you were like processing that with a lot of other people. Did that change your opinion at all on whether or not you should tell people your dreams before you start taking action on them?
Yeah, for sure. I don't like, although I'm a very excited person, so I want to tell everybody everything I'm doing, like I love sharing my ideas, but people will literally crush your dreams. We was just at this church conference in California, which is another testament like about this journey. So pretty much we get to California on a Sunday. I don't know if you know what a church conference is, but it's pretty much when a whole bunch of like pastors from out of town go to one church and just have this whole big 3-day event. And we went on a Sunday and we're like, oh, let's go to Mosaic. It's a conference. It's a church, but we went to their conference the year before, and we're like, let's go pull up to Mosaic and like go catch a message. So we went to Mosaic, and then we double dipped at the other location.
Okay.
Went to the other location. We saw people from the conference that we met at last year. Saw them. They're like, oh, what the heck are you doing out here? And I let them know the journey. Like, oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Like, come pull up to the church to help us set up for a conference. I didn't realize conference was that same week.
Interesting.
So I was like, okay, bet, let's do it. So we went to the church that Sunday, and they pulled us to the side. They're like, hey, what's your email? Like, we got you guys tickets to the conference.
Dang.
Bro, these tickets are $300. 2 tickets, $600, bro. So I'm like, what the heck is going on?
And when you're on the journey that you're on right now, it's like $600 could mean 2 weeks of food,
bro.
Or like
probably
that's
more.
That's long. Yeah, that's longevity, man. That's huge. Yeah,
that's insane, bro. And it's so crazy. The conference, like the title of it was called Dreams. And literally for me, I'm in the beginning of my dream. Probably the more so like the beginning, middle of my dream, but like at that moment it was like the beginning of my dream.
Yeah.
And during that conference, I'm sorry, I'm kind of going on a
no,
tangent.
please.
During that conference, it helped me a lot learn how to steward my dream and how to steward it right. And one thing that Pastor Erwin McManus, he said, there's two types of people in this world. There's dream eaters, or there's dreamers and there's dream eaters. And the dream eater's main objective is to either kill somebody else's dream so they could stay on the same level as you, or kill their dreams because their dreams got killed when they were younger. Or
interesting.
So that's why I'm like I'm choosy with the people I share my dreams with now, because I don't want them to eat my dreams or try to kill them.
Right.
Because like for me, I'm very I'm soft-hearted. I have a very tender heart. So like when I hear somebody speak to me, like it hits my heart pretty easily.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah. I'm sorry.
No, dude. Tangents is where the good things live.
Okay,
That's awesome. I think that you're definitely right about that, and I think that there's actually quite a bit of reward for people who are supporting other people's dreams.
Yeah.
Because when you can be a good character in somebody else's dream instead of be a bad character in it,
Yeah.
I think that that's one of the most positive things that we can do in our life.
1000%.
Because so many people have this story of like, see, look at me now, Miss Smith. You told me that I would never be anything, and you told me my idea was stupid and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I never want to be that person in somebody's story.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be the person, like the dude who skateboarded across America, and now you're doing something that's like, I want to be that person in somebody's story, not the one where it's like, see, dude, I told you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that thought too, because it comes up a lot in me, where it's like, I want to prove everybody right. Like, oh, if, like this is going to blow up. If this blows up, I'm going to like, kind of shove it in their face a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's such an evil thought. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why do I even want to, like the people that kind of doubt my dreams, I look at it from a love perspective where they don't quite understand. So like, as much as like that pride does want to come out, I'm like, bro, I told you this will work.
Yeah.
I try to like always humble myself, where it's like, okay, I understand where they're coming from. It's like, it's because they care about me. They care about my safety, and it doesn't quite look right in their vision,
right,
and how they view life. But in how I view life, it's totally different.
I think that's a very loving way to look at it too, and maybe something that would be helpful, because if you put it in that perspective of like, they're doing this not because they don't want to see me win, but they're saying this because they care about me.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes it's like, that's the only way they know how to care, because they might not have made that big jump or like done something like that before,
Yeah.
So almost giving them the benefit of the doubt, being like, this is coming from a place of love, not out of a place of, out of a place of you not wanting to see me win, which is cool. Now that you've been on this journey for a little bit, we were just talking at breakfast earlier that like some of the views are starting to catch, and some people are like starting to like get on board with what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
How has having more eyeballs, more attention, more opinions, more comments on what you guys are doing, how's that kind of affected your journey so far?
It's been actually so cool. We were looking at this comment, and it said like, oh, of course, a trained fighter going against untrained fighters, you're gonna hurt somebody. Like, he's like, I don't know, he's just like talking mess, and I thought it was so cool. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm getting real haters now.
I finally got my first hater. Let's go.
No, but like I get a lot of haters. Like there's not a lot, but like I have a couple of haters in my comment sections. I'm like, I don't know. I think it's so funny. It's so funny to have those comments now because it's like, what the heck am I doing? Like I'm just kind of just doing this journey, and people are following me off. The content I'm dropping. The people are posting me on their stories. People are posting me on their highlights. It's insane, bro. But with so many, I don't know. I really haven't processed it yet. Maybe because it's so small still. Like I think this past month I've gained like 200 followers.
Okay.
Which is still a lot, man.
For sure.
Like I'm getting a lot of views. Like not a lot, but compared to the beginning of the journey, I was getting around like 1 to 2K a video. Mm-hmm. Now like, after that church conference, when I tell you that church conference blew wind on this, like, it was miraculous. Like, after the first video I dropped after that was, like, I think 18K.
Nice.
And every video after that has been 9K plus. So it's, like, it's insane. It's insane. Yeah. But, I don't know. It's just kind of turned me up. It's just like, okay, now I need to drop better content. Now I need to be a little bit more organized with my content. Mm-hmm. Now I want to start picking my mind for to start attacking other things, not just the boxing community, but like travel community, food community if I can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know food gets a little expensive, but I want to start attacking all these different communities now. So that's the only thing that's kind of changed.
Gotcha.
Other than that,
so it's been very inspiring for you then so far.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I think that right now, one of the biggest things that people are interested in, especially like growing up, is being famous.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that they've done surveys like in elementary schools and stuff like that. And some like 40 or 50% of kids right now, when they ask like, what do you want to do? They say they want to be some kind of an influencer.
Yeah.
And from the outside, it definitely makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's like an influencer could be a million different things, but essentially it's like you're getting paid to do something that you already care about and to build an audience, and you've got this level of fame or whatever.
Yeah.
There are some people out there, though, that get famous just for being famous.
Yeah.
And I think that that is a huge trap because, like you said, as you're continuing to like get more views, get more attention, get more comments, all of those are coming from a place of a passion project that you're actually tied into and a mission that you're tied into. So I think that that extra attention is a good thing.
Yeah.
But if you're building something where it's like, well, I'm just going to do some catchy shit to try to get famous and try to get some views.
Yeah.
I think that that makes it a lot harder when that attention and that noise and stuff like that starts to pop up because you're building a platform being somebody that isn't you. Yeah. You're just putting this mask on.
Yeah. I think so. This is so good because when I tell you this, I'm going to keep bringing up this California conference.
Yeah, please do.
It put so much wind. It literally brought me purpose to this whole thing. So on my way from Oregon to California, my boy calls me and he's like, and this is somebody allowed to speak over me. And like, he's been extremely supportive. So I'm not going to say his name because I don't want anybody to even get this, but he hits me up. He's like, hey bro, it looks like you're clout chasing. I'm like, what?
Interesting. Yeah. And you're a couple weeks in at this point.
Yeah. So I'm about 2 weeks in at this point. I'm like, what? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, it looks like you're clout chasing and this and that. Like when you express the journey to me, like this isn't what you expressed. Like it looks different. Right. And I'm like, man, like let me get in prayer about it. Like let me see it. And yeah, I feel like I was just trying to. I feel like there's a part of me that yes, there is still. I'm still trying to grasp people's attention, but yeah, I was definitely clout chasing. I was just trying to catch on trends and hopefully like it blows up. Right. And when I went to that conference, man, it just like woke my mind up to something like so real. So he was explaining about like being famous and stuff. And he's like, you don't want to be famous. You want to be legendary. And the most legendary people in this world are people that serve others. So like the Elon Musk, the Bill Gates, the Jeff Bezos, like they serve others. They serve purpose to other people. Yeah. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. Like I want to serve purpose to other people. So that's why like this journey, I was explaining to you earlier, like I just want to take somebody out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I want to show like goodness. Like I want to show people that's like, okay, I don't know, like just let's serve others, man. That's a cool thing to do. Like let's not like go act a fool in the Target and freaking throw it, you know what I'm saying? It's like there's people out there screaming and like I don't know what it is, man, but like you said, it's just being famous just to be famous. Like there's no purpose behind it. Like I want my journey to have purpose. Like I want people to be inspired where it's like, even if it's not traveling, but it's like, okay, let me go take somebody out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like let's take my homeboy out to a dinner, man. Like I want to start expressing that. Like I want to show generosity. I want to show selflessness. I want to show all that.
100%, man. Yeah. Dude, that's so cool. I love that. I think it's a tricky balance though too, because especially when you're in the content world, there are certain things that are like inherently part of posting content to be successful. Like you have to learn how to have good hooks for videos. You have to know how to capture people's attention and like all of that kind of stuff. So I get where that clout chasey thing comes from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're taking a big chance to go hit the road with one of your boys and like try to make this thing work. Yeah. And so following a path where it's like, okay, but these other people have done this and it's been successful, so I'm just going to like replicate that model of it. Yeah, yeah. I think that that's a really easy thing to do, and I think a lot of the platforms reward that. Yeah. It's like you've got everybody doing the exact same dance for a couple weeks, and then a new one comes out and everybody copies that, and you can have these little viral moments, but they don't mean anything. Yeah. Like it's not a story that somebody would be willing to follow. Exactly. So I'm curious for you, like we got into it a little bit this morning, but now that you're kind of making that shift to not being that like clout chasey, like YouTuber kind of thing, what are the parts of your story that you're excited to share for this journey and then everything else you've been up to?
Arizona, man, my Arizona trip. So that was a trip right after California. Right now we're still posting California content because we're not done editing. But after California, I'm super excited about Arizona because it shows what I intended for this journey to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think one clip I'm really excited to show is me and this dude was about to spar, and I literally prayed over him like right before the sparring. And it's not something I regularly do, but like I really felt called to pray over him in that moment. And I'm excited to share that because I think there is this stigma, and maybe I'm wrong. You know, like I know a lot of boxers are probably going to be like, bro, like you're too freaking soft or whatever. But I feel like there's this stigma of like you have to be this prideful, like arrogant, cocky dude in the fighting game.
Right.
And I don't necessarily think you have to be that. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like I just want to be a family man. Like I want to be somebody that somebody could look up to. And that's the way I want to carry myself. And like and also I want to be able to express my faith in and outside of the ring. So like I'm excited for Arizona. I think that's the most real version you're gonna get of me.
Okay.
Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially too, like we were talking a little bit about at breakfast today about some of the things that you're like hoping to add in because it seems like the last couple of weeks you've like dialed in some of the boxing stuff and some of all that, and you guys have got like we were talking about like a gold mine of a story to tell. So which are the pieces that if somebody else was in your position, right, they're still stuck, they come across your page and stuff like that, like what parts of your story do you want them to see so that they become inspired, kind of like what you did with that skateboarding thing?
Like you were telling me earlier, Drew, I think just showing the realness behind everything of like, oh, I don't have to have an RV and like I don't have to have $1 million in my, like I think I want to start showing that side of this whole journey of like, hey, like, yes, all my stuff is thrown in the backseat. It's crammed in here. Like we're sleeping in a car. We have X amount of money left. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just want to show that side. So that inspires people. It's like, okay, it's not the wisest thing to go out with, you know, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a journey like this, but it's possible, you know, like, man, God is so good, bro. You'll understand. Like the first day we went to Idaho. I don't know anybody out there. And first night, scary, bro. Like this, I slept in my car probably like once or twice before, but like living on my car, nah. So like slept in the car and I think I probably got like an hour of sleep.
Dang.
And next day we walked Boise State, which is a beautiful campus. Went to this park. We started filming, and like I was showing my mom like how beautiful Idaho was. And then we went down. I started hitting mitts with my boy, and he hears a car. He's like, "Oh, that's a nice car. I'm gonna go record it." We went over there, and I was talking to him, and I was like, "Hey, do you know any good churches around here?" And he's like, "Bro, you're so like." It's so crazy. I was like, what? He's like, we were about to try to evangelize you. So pretty much he was like, evangelizing is like a recruitment. Like, that's the best way to explain it. But and we just started chatting, and next thing you know, man, like they're taking us out to dinner. Next day, like I think we got $400 worth of support for the journey just in Idaho.
Holy cow.
So like, yeah, the extra $400 on top of the stuff we already have.
Yeah, yeah.
And the last night we were there, they gave us a place to sleep. So like, bro, God is so good, bro. Like
that's
people
huge,
don't understand. Bro. Like, oh man, God is so good, bro. Like, and same thing. I told my mom, like in every state, not every state, but like probably in almost every state, I'll have a place to sleep on, like a roof to sleep on at night.
That's huge.
And so far, it's been fulfilled outside of this state, but every state I've been in, like I've had a place to sleep at night. So it's definitely been a big blessing for sure.
I think people, when they see people doing things like you're doing, like they want to help. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that especially what you're doing is like it's representing a portion of a lot of people that they like. It's like the light that they see in themselves. Yeah. It's like, damn, I wish I would just
get up and do it.
Yeah, get up and do the dang thing. So you touched on it a little bit, but talk to me a little bit about like your guys' setup right now as you're doing the dang thing. Because you guys really went for it, man.
Yeah, so right now we're in a rental car. So we're I mean, we're gonna stay in a rental car. It's a little expensive, but it's whatever. But at first we were in a bigger SUV, so we had a little bit more room. But right now we're in like a tiny car, not tiny, but we make it work. So I have all my stuff in the back seat. So what my stuff is, my clothes, my bathroom stuff, the things that we were prepared to sell. So like I have my PS5 in the back seat.
Oh, crazy!
Yeah, like
you got the marketplace back up,
bro. Like we are all in. Like if we go broke, we're gonna have something to sell. Like I'm all in on this. And he has a trunk for all his stuff. So his blanket, his bathroom stuff, the things that he's gonna sell if it comes down to it. And yeah, man, we just sleep in the freaking front seats, man. Like we put like a shirt or something in the backseat windows. And yeah, just like try to go to sleep like that, man.
That's cool, bro.
It's a rough setup, but man, we make it work.
Tell me about some of the hacks that you found on the road for like good meal setups that are like relatively something you can count on in different towns. Costco. Or like showers and all that kind of stuff.
Costco and Planet Fitness.
Okay.
Like those are our two go-tos right now. So Costco, we're eating like $1.50 glizzies right now. So like
shout out to the hot dog combo, baby.
Yeah, the hot dog combo's fire. $1.50 with the hot dog and a soda. So it's like it's perfect. And then Planet Fitness, man, we're spending about I think $25 a month for countrywide membership, so we could go any state and go to any Planet Fitness in any state, and that gets me a free guest pass every day for him.
Nice.
So yes, $25 a month for that, and yeah.
So just get a workout, get a shower in, the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not working out at all. Like,
yeah. Fair enough.
Like I am literally showering and that's it. Like I'm showering, brush my teeth, and I'm trying to implement working out a little bit more. Mm-hmm. The first couple states was a lot easier. Now it's just like I feel like the wear and tear on my body because I'm not getting enough sleep.
Right.
So I'm trying to get as much rest as possible with at the same time trying to get as much content as possible.
Right.
So it's kind of crazy going to these gyms because like I'm not going in there prepared at all.
Right.
Yeah, like people are thinking I'm like, oh, this dude is like training every day. I'm not training every day, bro. Right. The only training I'm doing is in that gym. So like I'm sparring a lot more than like probably a regular person is. But training, you guys are everybody's out training me for sure.
Crazy.
Right now.
Has it been pretty well received when you show up to gyms and stuff like that? Has it been pretty welcoming for most of the places you've been?
Yeah, every gym has been extremely welcoming. The first couple gyms have been they were really dope. They showed me a lot of love where, they gave me hand wraps, they gave me towels, they gave me a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. In Arizona, they gave me this nice shirt. And everybody's pretty open. They're open to the idea. They see the vision. They see it they see where I'm at with it.
Right.
And I try to make sure I approach it in a respectful way because what does it look like? A guy comes in with the camera and is like, hey, bro, can I spar one of your guys and fight? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to come off like an asshole or anything, but so I try to be as respectful as possible about it. Like I try to understand situations. I understand if I'm sparring an amateur guy that's like just getting into it, then
right.
Okay, like let me like tone it down a little bit. Like coach yesterday was like, yeah, we got some pro guys that's getting ready for a fight. So like I'm not trying to, they're not trying to go to war right now. I totally understand because I don't want to go to war. I have 50 states to go to. Like, imagine me going to war in 50 states, bro. Like, I do not want to go. Like, I'm gonna take every opportunity just for it to be a technical sparring that I can. Like,
right.
As much as sometimes war is fun, where it's like let's bang it out. But I know I can't do that for 50 states, man.
Especially sleeping in a car and crashing Costco glizzies, man. That's a beast.
literally, bro. Like, there's no way I could do it, man.
Facts. Dude, that's awesome. So you've talked a little bit, kind of like throughout your stories so far, you've touched on your faith quite a bit.
Yeah.
As far as like helping you make decisions. I got to watch you and Angelo, like, you guys were very intentional about praying before breakfast. You prayed over your sparring partners. Yeah. Even before this journey, talk to me a little bit about like the role that faith has played in your life and how it's kind of like gotten you to this point.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of backtrack for I think 11 years now.
Okay.
So 11 years ago, I got baptized, and when I got baptized, it didn't mean nothing to me at the moment. Like, I just got baptized and just still lived the same life I was living.
Was it an obligation at the time, or was it something you decided to do?
This is something I decided to do. Like,
okay.
since high school, bro. Like I went to church by myself. Like my parents didn't go to churches. All like my friend invited me one time, and I enjoyed it. Yeah. I enjoyed it for the community, and I was like, you know what? Like I want to keep going. So kept going. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get baptized. Got baptized, and yeah, actually, to be honest, I probably started living worse after I got baptized. Like,
interesting.
It was just so crazy because I feel like right before I got baptized this is TMI. I lost my virginity right before I got baptized. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get baptized now, and like I'm all good. But like that just yeah, literally, and it just created a habit for me, bro. Like after that first time, like I just went at it.
Yeah.
And boom, faith. 10 years later, 9 years later, so 8 years later, so in 2022, same thing, like this very reckless lifestyle, like just being manipulative, being all this stuff, man, and like.
And is this after you got done playing college football?
This is after I'm done college.
Okay.
This is like right when I'm like getting really good at boxing, I'm feeling myself, you know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know, just got really just, I don't know, I couldn't stand the person I was looking at. I was a womanizer, I was all this stuff, bro, and I was like, man, I need to change something. And I was telling you earlier, like one of my boys sent me a text message of, you know, like send it, backstory, I'm sorry. I was a small group leader for high school boys at my old church. And all my boys looked up to me. Like they all loved me. Like we used to do everything together. Play football, go to bowling, go to movies. Like we're doing everything together.
Yeah.
Like to the point where other leaders in the church are like coming up to me and asking me like, bro, how are you and your boys so close? And I'm like, I don't know. I just hang out with them. I love them. They're all my little brothers. And one of my boys in that small group, they hit me up and sent me a TikTok. And it was, send this to the person that taught you how to be toxic and manipulative. And in that moment, I felt this like, now I know is conviction, but just extreme like hurt. Whereas like, oh snap, was I teaching you that the whole time? You know what I'm saying? Like as your church leader, I was teaching you how to be toxic and manipulative. It hurt me. So I sent a group text message out like, hey, like I'm sorry guys if I was teaching you guys this. Like this was never my intention to teach you guys how to do like my lifestyle. And they're super forgiving. Like they all love me, but like in my heart, I knew I had to step away from that. So I did one last camp with them in Arizona. Got back home and I called it quits as being a leader because I knew I had to start focusing on my own faith or whatever I was going to do with my life. Like, I didn't know what was going on. So I was just watching church online for a while. And I felt like that's when I started getting like slight encounters of this God showing up in my life. And he freaking, this is my story. So like, this is something I've been saved from. So, he convicted me of this freaking something I never wanted to tell my ex, bro. I cheated on her, and he was like, "You go tell your girlfriend right now that you cheated." I'm like, "Absolutely not." And it got to a point where the conviction felt so heavy, where it was like I had to do it, or like I felt like my heart was gonna explode.
Right.
And I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I did it. I was like, "Hey, like, so this happened, and." It was two things. It was like it hurt me because I hate to see my girl hurt.
Right.
But it was extremely freeing. Where it was like, she looked at me as like, you look like you have relief in your face. And I'm like, I am relieved, to be honest. And we went through a rough patch and she was trying to make it work. I told her, I was like, I don't think it's best for your sake and for my sake to try to make this work right now.
Right.
So although I did love her, I had to let her go. So let her go. And 2023 comes around and bro, I'm stressing out. I'm stressing out big time. I'm like, what is going on? I called my boy up. I'm like, bro, I can't sleep at night. I was like, I'm gonna call my ex and try to make it work. And he's like, no, bro, like lock in, go watch a message or something. And I was like, okay, bet. So I put on this message, and I felt this relief. I was like, okay, like let me try to go to sleep. And as I was laying down, this isn't my dorm. I was in the dorm at the time, and I laid down, put the covers over me, and this experience is really real for me. So like I felt this tucking experience, like a tucking feeling,
right?
And I'm like, what the heck? And I just knocked out. But like before I knocked out, I just felt this like overwhelming amount of joy. Whereas like, okay, what the heck is this? It's either a freaking ghost, or like
nicest ghost of all time.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like this is insane to me, and like that was my very real experience of God. Like in that moment of not being able to fall asleep and putting me out to sleep in a moment, and like just the best sleep I've had.
Feeling like you're on the right track again.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I am doing something right. So in that moment, I knew that I was like, okay, God had to break everything that I built up on my own. Yeah. Break it all down so that I can make him my foundation. So like now I have a solid foundation. Although I do I still stumble. Like I don't ever want to say I'm just holier than thou person. Like a couple of days ago I was just drinking like at the bar with my boy. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't ever want to come off like I'm this perfect person, but like I'm a progressing person. That's all I know. But yeah, that's where my faith journey has been. Yeah.
That's cool. No, that's great, man. I'm particularly interested in the phase where you were a leader of these boys. Yeah. Obviously somebody who they look up to. Yeah. If you guys are out like, going bowling, playing football together and stuff like that too, it seems like you're a very charismatic guy. So I'd imagine that like the reason that the other leaders were coming up to you because they were like, how do you like connect with these kids on this level where they want to hang out with you, where it's not just like some obligatory like, we go to church group on Wednesdays and we're checking a box or whatever. I'm curious for you though, when you were living in that phase where it's like, okay, I'm being a leader for these boys in this area of my life, but I've got this other stuff going on where a TikTok's really going to tear me up kind of thing. Yeah. What was it like for you, like living
that double
life a little bit? And then like what especially about that TikTok was like, holy shit, I need to like, take a step back. Like walk me through that phase.
That's when I was like just in the middle of all my, this bad stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like almost boasting about it. Like I'm such, bro, like I hate talking about it because I know I'm saved from it. And like, I'm definitely like so against like all the stuff I was doing. Right. But, in the moment I was super boastful about it. Like, hey, like I just, did this, like old girl was looking at me. Like, I don't know. And, I think in that moment I knew the people that I loved the most were my boys, man, because I knew how much they looked up to me. Like, I think that's what it was. Like, all my boys looked up to me. Like, oh, DT, like, let's do this. And, like, they're hitting me up like, DT, what type of hair stuff do you put in your hair? DT, what type of music do you listen to? DT, how do I pick up girls? Like, just ask me all this stuff,
The
man.
typical stuff you ask a church leader.
Bro, like, it's so funny, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm your church leader. Like, why are you asking me all this? So I looked up to, like, I love that they looked up to me. And I just thought in my head, like I was just teaching them how to be men just in general. And then he sent me that video of like, oh, send this to the person that taught you how to be toxic and manipulative. I'm like, oh snap, this is not what I was intending. Like I thought I was just teaching us how to be men, like put on some like the cologne and stuff, but I was teaching them how to be like toxic and just evil. Right. And that's when I started kind of seeing the evil in myself. I'm like, oh man, like I'm living the wrong life. And like I'm in the church and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm putting up this front, like I'm this super dude, like good dude in the church and I'm living this such a double life. Oh man, it ate me up. So like I knew in that moment, like it was something I had to sit on for a minute. And I knew I had to make a decision quick. Yeah. And I was like, I can't lead these boys anymore until I start practicing biblical principles in my life. Yeah. Instead of trying to lead somebody else in their life, I need to start practice these things in my life, Right. So yeah, that's where I felt that strong conviction.
That seems like a very impactful lesson to be able to hear for yourself. Like I would imagine that when you're with the boys, it's not like you're out there being like, yeah, you should be like manipulating girls and you should be like hookup culture and blah, blah, blah. But it's a very interesting thing that like you can say everything that you're supposed to say. You can like have the right energy. You can do all of those things like in that moment. But if your actions don't match up with the things that you're saying and like that person that you're being, that must have been such an interesting moment where it's like, yeah, but I've been saying all the right things. Yeah. These kids look up to me. Like how did they know? How did they like see this other side of things? And I think that having moments for those people, I think having a moment like that where it's like, okay, I'm going to reset everything. Yeah. I think that's one of the most powerful things, to be able to be like, have that internal reflection, and instead of being like, man, fuck that, like, you know, I'm going to be this guy at church, I'm going to be this guy over here, and I'm just going to keep doing the thing. Yeah. I think it's really inspiring that you decided to be like, okay, I'm just going to step away from all of it.
Yeah.
And like, you know, get my stuff together and go do the dang thing.
Yeah. I was saying earlier, man, like, I think the purpose was for God to literally, cause I feel like I was building my life on my ego, on my pride, on my womanize, you know, just like all this, like this nasty stuff. I was building my life on that. And like God was just trying to strip all that away from me. So like I knew one thing I had to strip away. Two things were the two things I loved were my church group and my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And I know those two things were the most important things for me in my life at that moment. So like me stripping those things away was allowing God to like finally work and build on something that he wants me to build on.
Right. And that's a painful thing, dude. Yeah. Super painful. I went through a really big breakup in November last year.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And same kind of thing, bro. Yeah. Like I made a bunch of mistakes in that relationship that hurt her a ton. Yeah. And at the same time, the GM in my business, literally the same day, relationship ended and my GM in my business. So like both of them were women too, obviously. So like the two women that I counted on the most in my life, just gone. Yeah. And it sent me, for the first time I started going to therapy. I ended up taking a fight in March to like have the structure of a fight camp to like keep my stuff together and all that. But in that moment where there was all of that pain, I decided, I remember I was on the phone with my mom, and it was the weekend after my ex-girlfriend and I had broke up, and I told her, I was like, I can feel how close spiraling is right now. Yeah. It's like, if I decide to handle this by going and like getting drunk with the boys and stepping out, and you never know what's going to happen. Like I'm in a very delicate spot right now. So if somebody looks at me funny and I get in a fight and end up with an assault charge, or I hit them and their head hits a pavement and they die and now I'm a murderer, or I go and get somebody pregnant, or I get a DUI, like I could feel tangibly how close all of that stuff was. And I told her, I said, but if all of that is that close, all of the good things have to be that close also. Yeah. And so what I tried to do is just like set up my life and set up these parameters in my life where the only logical conclusion was that I was going to come out a better person for it. Yeah. And I think that was one thing that was super helpful for me, was just like looking at a situation like that where like, I'm sure it wasn't easy telling your girlfriend what happened. I'm sure it wasn't easy leaving your community at the church and stuff like that. But when you're in one of those moments, it's like you've got every excuse to turn into a piece of shit in that moment. No, literally. To start drinking, to start like not showing up to work, and everybody's like, well, he's going through a hard time. He just had a breakup. He just, you know. And so I think that that's one of the things that personally I'm the most proud of, is like showing up in a moment where I had every excuse to become a worse version of myself, and setting up this like framework where it's like, okay, I can only come out good from this. Yeah. You know?
I think that's like actually really good, like a really good point that you brought up, man, because like me bringing up that cheating situation with my girlfriend, I didn't have to say anything. You know what I'm saying? I could have just left, like, lived my life and continue, but like it was just all been a lie. Although like it did hurt for me to go out and tell her, I'm happy I did it like that, because it protected like I don't know what it is, maybe integrity, like it just protected something in me, like it gave me hope for something else. Like, okay, like I'm not all the way a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just halfway. Like I'm half a turd, not the full thing. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I knew, I was like, okay, me doing this, although it hurts, like a better person is gonna come out of this. Like, okay, like although it hurts, I know in the future this is something I don't want to do, because I could be honest with myself and like I could realize, okay, like I did fuck up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like I self-reflect a lot more now since that situation, because like I don't ever want to come off like that to anybody. I don't want to come off even like, it's something me and my current girlfriend I kind of struggle with. Like I am charismatic, so I talk to a lot of people. So like I love conversing with people, and she was like, hey, like it's a little uncomfortable, and like I don't even want it to come off as micro cheating. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm flirty or anything. Like I'm trying to really work those like characters in me. But that's a really good point, man. Like I think this kind of realizing that there is good at the end of it man, like that's what keeps you going for real, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
I think too, it's especially when, regardless of how it happens, I think when you hurt somebody that you care about
Yeah.
and you see the pain in that person's eyes, I think it does something to you where you look at that moment and you're like, I'm going to make sure that I become somebody that never hurts somebody that I care about like that again.
Yeah.
Because that person's pain can't be for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that one of the hardest things in situations like that is it's like you want, especially as a man, like it's our job to protect people.
Yeah.
It's our job to be the one for somebody to count on and stuff like that. So when you fuck that piece up, it hurts a ton. And it's like, I hate that person that I cared about had to be the part in my story where I fucked that up and they had to be the one to deal with the pain from that.
Yeah.
You know,
the rest
but
of their lives too.
exactly. And I think that's one of the moments where it's like, we can't change that is what happened. Yeah. But what you can change is like going forward, I'm going to make sure that like that person's pain wasn't for nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's literally what drives me. Like literally what drives me is like, although I did fuck that up and like I might give that person trauma for the rest of their life. I know I don't want to be that for somebody else again. Like I don't ever want to cheat on I want to be an example for my kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I don't want my kids to talk about me like, yeah, my dad cheated on my mom. Like,
So talking about like being an example and kind of like having that message for the next generation. You told me earlier you've got a little one on the way.
Yeah.
You're doing
possibly twins. We don't know.
Maybe
yet.
two.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of stuff right now that, like you said earlier, if you inspire one person to go do some stuff, whether it's, hitting the road to travel or deciding to box or deciding like whatever their thing is to go pursue it. Yeah. You're doing a lot of stuff right now that is very inspiring to people. Yeah. What are the things, what are the parts of this journey and like the things that you're learning about yourself right now that you hope to pass on to your kids when they come into the world?
I want my kids to be dreamers. Like I want my kids to be big dreamers. I think one thing that I loved that my mom did with me was she was always speaking the highest of me. So it's like every time we went to family events, oh, my baby's going to NFL, my baby's going to NFL. And at the time when she first started that, I hated football. Like I hated getting hit. Like the impact, it was too much for me. But her like just digging that dream into me, I started seeing it for myself. Mm-hmm. And then finally I started like getting good at football. I'm like, practicing. I'm doing speed training. I'm like, oh, like you could really bring your dreams to life if you really work at it. Uh-huh. So like I want my kids to be big dreamers, and I really want them to truly have faith in God. Like this whole thing, we don't have $20,000 saved up. You know what I'm saying? But like I truly have faith in the Lord. It may be idiotic, and it is idiotic to just hit the road with a little bit over $5,000. But there's something that I've seen that like, I don't know if you read the Bible or not, but I just go back to the fish and the bread, and there's over, I think, 3,000 families out there. And the disciples came up to Jesus. They're like, how are we going to feed these people? And they're like, give me a fish and a basket of bread. Or a loaf of bread. And the disciples brought this, probably was it 2 loaves of bread and a piece of fish? And he literally fed all 3,000 families plus leftovers. And that's how I want my life to be. Like, I want my life to just, here, Lord, like, this is all I have. Like, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I want my kids to have that type of faith where it's like, Lord, this is all I have. Do what you need to do, And like, I tell you, he showed up in every single state. I go to Utah for a day, bro. Like, one day we get $200, bro. And just, I'm like, Lord, this is all I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, like, in my pocket is what I have. But he literally keeps supplying more. And that's why I'm like, I was telling you earlier, I want to give the rest of my money to feeding somebody like on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, take them to a nice restaurant. The idea was homeless people, but I don't know if I want to take advantage of that. Like, I don't want to come off like, oh, he's just doing it for, like, I just want to do anybody, honestly. So if it's homeless person or if it's somebody that just looks like they're having a hard day, man, like, I just would love to take them out to eat. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to see what the Lord could do with that. You know what I'm saying? If he could multiply that. So I'm like, I'm willing. Like I told you, like I want to spend every last dollar that we have on this journey, like on this on this reel, like this new series that we're doing, like every last dollar. So
I love that,
yeah,
man. That's
yeah,
huge.
yeah.
I imagine too that like being able to have this journey to point to
Yeah.
as your kids are coming up and be like, regardless of how it turns out,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I think that that's got to be something really cool. Again, back to like your time as a church leader to be like, I'm not just telling you about this stuff. Like old pops picked up with $5,000 and lived in a car for a little while to like, because I was called to do this.
Yeah.
That's got to be such a cool thing to be able to point to when you're like giving them those messages of chase your dreams, do your thing, like all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine like with this next series that you're talking about, finding somebody in a different state while you're doing the boxing and everything and taking them out to dinner and like giving them something positive.
Yeah.
I would imagine that through your travels, you've probably had a lot of interactions, positive, negative, and otherwise, with people in a lot of different places. I'm curious, what are some of the things that you've learned about people in general as you've been on this journey and like kind of been in a crazy life position compared to anybody else that you might meet on the street?
What have I learned? I mean, first I've learned that like people are different in each state. So like people have their state, you know what I'm saying? So like,
interesting.
When you're in California, they're going to they have like a more chill, relaxed vibe. And Idaho, they're like a big community. Like they're a very strong community and they're like, I don't know, this is very outgoing. They're quiet. They keep to themselves for a while until they get to know you.
Okay.
But what's one thing that's, you said one thing that stood out?
Yeah. Maybe something that you didn't previously think about people or previously notice about people that this journey has showed you.
That people are even better than like what I thought, bro. Like I'm hyper optimist, bro. Like this is why my my mom was scared for me going on this journey, because like I see the good in everybody, bro. Like I look at everybody and I'm like, that dude's a pretty dope person. Like, and that's one thing I love about my boy, because there's not a lot of people out there like that. Like some people will leave an area and talk mess on somebody, bro. Like, oh yeah, that dude's an asshole. Did you see like what he said? Or it's kind of nitpick things, but like for me, like I always look at the best in people. I'm like, oh man, that dude Drew was like dope, man. Like he was asking me all these dope questions. He seemed super engaged. Like I'm always like, we're talking positives about people.
Right.
And my mom was like, oh no, baby, like there's evil people in this world. You never know what's gonna happen. You know, the people, you're black and this and that. I'm like, Mom, like I understand that all these things could happen, all these bad things can happen. But like I've seen so much more good in this world, and especially in my life, that I can't really worry about that too much, Although I am still very aware of my surroundings, and like I get 2 hours of sleep just to make sure like, he gets some good sleep and like, we're protected. I truly think that this journey has shown me that people are even better than what I thought they were. Like people are willing, like even although what it was before, it was very self-glorifying, they were still willing to support me in the self-glorifying. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Like, now it's becoming something that's a lot more selfless, where it's like, you know what, like I want to share, like I want to start sharing the little I have with other people, you know what I'm saying? And it's insane just to see like people even support it when it didn't serve them any purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I think just the selflessness and just how good people actually are, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that I find to be really interesting, and I've had to do a lot of reflection on this lately with giving versus extracting. Yeah. And there are pursuits that I've had before that have been entirely about extraction. It's like how can I like give just enough where I can get exactly what I want back, whether that's professionally or whatever. Yeah. And it's like this constant hamster wheel of like, okay, well, how can I get money? How can I make money? How can I like do this little thing to where, again, I can give just enough to get what I need. Yeah. And it's a very like scarcity mindset sort of thing. It is, yeah. And there have been other projects, like this podcast is one of them, where all of it feels like giving. Yeah. And that energy is so much easier to operate from than the extraction. And what I love about what you said about that shift that you made when your boy was like, hey man, it looks like you're clout chasing. Yeah. Is it'd be super easy for you to go and make this entire mission extraction.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to go to each place, and when I go to Montana, I'm going to like make a video like making fun of like the hick stuff and a bunch of cows, and I'm going to like do blah, 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 blah. And you could probably still do very well with those videos and all that kind of stuff. And it's like I'm going to extract that from Montana, and then I'm going to go to California and extract like the beach bum thing and go to it's all like you can do that for sure. It's all right there. But what I like about that shift that you're talking about is like you can also go to each of those areas and just entirely focus on giving. Yeah. It's like, how can we promote this restaurant that we're going to take this guy out to? How can we put somebody on at this gym who's about to get a fight with our audience that we're building? How can we like, you know, inspire other people to travel and stuff? And I think that that's such a cool message that you're putting out there now for people to be able to attach to.
Yeah. I think one of my church's mottos is, I don't know if it's biblical or not, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it is biblical, but it's we serve to serve again, we give to give again. Like we're not doing it for, like you said, to extract something out of the person. We're just doing it just to do it. And that's one thing that I'm trying to make sure I implement on this journey is like, bro, we're serving just to serve again. Like, although we were serving at the church, like, yeah, it was a blessing that we got those tickets. Like, but we're just like, if they asked us to serve every day and like, oh, you guys aren't allowed to come to the conference, we would have done it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to keep that like at the forefront of everything. Like, I want to serve just to serve again. Like, I don't care if I get 2 views on the video, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if 2 people view it, like, I'm serving to serve again. I just want to stay in that repetitive, like that stuff right there, bro. That means everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like just to serve somebody and like just to see their smile on their face, and that's all I need, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if views and money and whatever comes with it, then it comes with it. But if it doesn't, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to make somebody's day.
100%.
That's good, man.
There's one of the first people I talked to on this podcast is my friend Brady. And he's, I'm honestly not a huge like role models or like pedestal kind of person in my life. I think the reason for that is because I find humanity in a lot of different people. And that's one of the biggest things about this podcast is like taking people who might be on a pedestal for whatever reason and like showing people like, hey, we're all human. Yeah. We're all human. We've all got our flaws. And like, sure, some of these people might seem successful or seem like a hero or seem untouchable in all these different ways. But like we all of us who are chasing a passion are kind of dealing with the same sort of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so what I think is really special about what you're doing right now is like, that's one of the things that you can give to people is like throughout your journey and the things that you're doing is like, you can also showcase the humanity in different places and in your guys' journey and all that different stuff. I think that that's a really cool way to go about it because again, it's extracting is going and being like, oh, we're just going to like get our views. We're going to do our videos and stuff like that. Yeah. But what Brady said is he said, you have to create for you. You have to create for something that feels good to you, because if you get 2 views on a video or you get 2,000 views on a video, either way, like if you put 2 people in this room right now and you delivered the exact same message, how good would that feel? Like, I have 1 view right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You've got 1 view, but this is something that I'm going to leave and be like, bro, today was a dope day. Yeah. Because I got to talk to Dylan about all this stuff. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, sure. You got 500 views on a video. Do you know how fucking crazy it would be if we put 500 people in this room right now?
Yes. That's why I was tripping. You know? My boy about. I was like, I mean, we got 30,000 views on a YouTube short. And I'm like, although it's not like 100,000 or a million views, I'm like 30,000 people have seen this video. Like, what the heck is going on?
Right. Exactly, dude.
Yeah, like although it's like it doesn't mean anything, but it's like it does mean something at the same time. Like it's like, man, like 30,000 people looked at this video and like, man, like this is dope. Like I want to engage more into this, you know? But oh man, that's dope, bro. Like that's a cool way to look at things for sure.
Yeah,
like,
and two, it's like, and one of the things about that also is like, if you're creating just for you either way because it feels good, it's like you don't have to worry. If you're selling out for a video and it only does 2 views, it's like shit. Yeah. Why did we do that? Why did we spend our time on that? But if you're doing something that's like soul led and it's something that it's like that felt really great, it's like, all right, well, at least we got to do something that we felt like I'm happy with it. Yeah. No, I'm sure those 2 people are happy with it. Whatever.
You know, this is a little off topic, but we just posted a video that we just posted a video that I necessarily didn't think it was going to do anything. I just kind of put it out there. And it's actually my most viewed video. It has like 20,000 views right now on Instagram. And I'm like, what the heck is, I don't know what people are thinking. I'm like, this video is boring. Like, why aren't you look at the video that I hit the dude in the body? He's like, oh, like about to throw up, man. Like, but I don't know, man. Like, people are weird.
For sure. That's why you just got to do you.
You just got to post your content, man. Like, that's like, if there's any, I don't really have room to really tell people how to make content because I'm a small channel as well. But like, post as many content clips as you can if you're trying to be a content creator. Mm-hmm. Like, just post what you got. You know what I'm saying? You never know what people like will find interesting or not. Like, clearly, I didn't think that clip I posted was interesting, but it's my most viewed video,
right?
For some odd reason. So like, just post what you can, you know,
for sure.
Yeah,
I think you got to give yourself credit too that your story might be more interesting to other people than it is to you.
Yeah,
you know, because I see, I saw you guys roll up, and we were even talking at breakfast this morning. I was like, bro, you guys got to give a car tour. Like, how are you?
Yeah, no,
you got to. I was like, you got to show me how are you making this work? Even like the little hacks, like if you're on the road for a long time, get this Planet Fitness membership. It's $25, and a shower at a Love's gas station is $13.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So like,
maybe because like I feel like sometimes it's when I'm behind the camera. So when I'm like if I'm holding the camera, I'm like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I feel like it's super rehearsed. I'm
interesting.
Like, I don't know what it is, but when he holds that camera, is this easier? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like I don't know what it is. So I think that's why I don't do more content like that.
Right.
Because I have a hard time looking at myself and like talking.
I kind of feel that with you. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. We've done a handful of travel vlogs for this podcast because we'll pop out to a different city and record like 3 or 4 episodes at a time.
Yeah.
And I found that also where like if I have a videographer with me, it's a lot easier for me to talk to him because it doesn't feel like I'm talking to the camera.
Yeah.
Like there's some sort of a human element where I'm like, I could talk to the camera like it's just Rowan, my guy that I'm traveling with. Mm-hmm. But as soon as I get this selfie thing going, I'm like, I feel like a cringy vlog.
Yeah.
Like, gosh dang it, dude. Like it doesn't feel.
I feel like an
influencer
natural. Now. Like
exactly.
Hey guys, look at my like what am I doing?
What's up, YouTube?
What's up, DTers? Like I don't know, bro. Make a fan club for yourself. Like what's up, DT fan club? Like I don't even know, bro.
Yeah,
it's weird, but I think I really do want to get that human side though because you're like I said, you're the third person that asked about it. Like. Bro, I think you should start recording like the realness of what you're going through, not just the content clips because they're cool enough,
right?
And stuff, but like I think you'll be able to impact more people, just because it shows just the realness of your situation. Because, like you said, some people want to get up and travel the world and travel the country, but they don't necessarily know how it looks, and like I could give them a glimpse of how that looks
for sure.
My end. Maybe it's not. Maybe their situation would be a lot more organized than mine, but I could just give a quick glimpse of how it looks to travel.
I think too. Like, I'm gonna give you my wish list real quick because, like, we were talking about it at breakfast.
Can you write this down
for everybody who obviously hasn't been with us the last 24 hours. You and your boy showed up at Grindhouse last night during a boxing class.
Yeah.
We got a great round in and all this stuff, and like I didn't even know what kind of project you guys were working on until after the round. And it was really cool because like right away when you guys told me your mission, I like my brain just started like redlining like, bro, like what does their setup look like? How long are they on this journey? How long have they been on it? How long, like everything.
Yeah. But
I've been thinking about it quite a bit, like leading up to this conversation and obviously like spending time with you guys this morning and stuff like that. And the kinds of things that I want to see are like, I've been on music tours before and I kind of know like what the day-to-day looks like for that. Like I know about the Planet Fitness hack and like all that sort of stuff. But some of the things that would be really cool for me to listen to are like, as you're sitting, you know, if you're in a situation where like you guys are sleeping in a car and you don't have a place to stay in one of the states you go to, like when you're on your night shift and it's 3 a.m. and you're like keeping watch so Angelo can sleep.
Yeah.
Like what's going through your brain at that time? And like, what are your thoughts at 3 a.m. when you're like looking around?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not just like, oh, there's something moving over there, but even like, dude, today was a really good day and I'm really believing that this thing can work and I'm excited for tomorrow because we've got blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Or on the other side where it's like, dude, I'm having a day right now. Like we're 2,000 miles from home. What the hell am I doing? Because I think all of those thoughts and stuff like that, it's when you just highlight reel everything and make everything look like it's like this perfect thing. Yeah. It's tough, but kind of like knowing what your like mind is going through. And when you meet somebody who's super impactful, like, bro, we just met these people from Nevada, and like this conversation that I had with this dude changed my entire perspective on blah, blah, blah. And he like, you know, did this and that. I think that's one of the biggest benefits of travel is the perspective that you get on your life, and like hearing your perspective from conversations that you've had with people, or just like the thoughts that come up when you're doing something that's like way out of the ordinary. Yeah. I think that'd be really cool to like hear how you're processing that journey as you guys are going through that. Yeah.
Did you got all that? Or maybe you should have recorded it.
That's all right. We got this recorded.
Okay. Yeah. Because I think one thing I wish I did get more was this stuff, or like, hey bro, like I want to see more of this, because I look for it. Like I want to be critiqued in bad or good ways. Like even when my boy tells me, hey bro, you look like you're clout chasing, although it hurts, like I still want to be critiqued. Like how can I come off as more real? How can I come off as more like appealing to others? Yeah. And I think with that, you're trying to tell me like, hey, like this is something I want to see. I think more people want to see this, and you're the third person to tell me. I'm like, okay, maybe I should start listening to this. You know what I'm saying? So like I really do appreciate like the wish list, because this is something I do want to apply to the next states coming up. You know what I'm saying? Or even this state, like we're gonna do one more night here, and we're gonna be like, hey, you know, this is our setup. This is how it looks. Like this is how it looks on the day to day, and how it looks at 3 a.m. at night when Angelo's knocked out snoring. Record him like, Angelo's knocked out right here, but you know your boy's up. Because there has been times where I wake up and I'm freaking just want to cry, where I'm like, why am I not at home? You know what I'm saying? And like, there's been days where I wake up and think about my girl, and I'm like, bro, what the heck am I doing? I need to be home right now. You know, like that stuff hurts, you know, but there's things that I kind of had to put my emotions like to the side. And I'm like, you know, like content tomorrow. But like people want to see that stuff. Like people want to see that hurt, or people want to see the random 3 a.m. adventure. Like I'm about to go pee real quick and I hear something in the woods. You know what I'm saying? Like people want to see stuff like that, bro. So like I think I definitely want to start implementing that in my content. Yeah.
I think too that like, you know, little, you know, 1 minute videos or like clips or skits or whatever you're doing to like, and again, like some of that stuff is important as you're trying to grow a channel. Yeah. But I think that gives like 1 minute of something to follow and to buy into. Yeah. But when you are showing like the journey and the entire story of what you guys are on, that gives like an entire like huge picture for somebody to be bought into, and that like they can celebrate when you're doing fun shit on Venice Beach, and they can be with you at 3 a.m. where it's like, oh yeah, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, you know?
You know what it is? I think I still don't realize how like strong my voice is. I think I'm a big action person, so like I'd rather just go do something and like people see it. But I sometimes forget how strong my voice is. So I think that's what it is. I think it's a like big confidence thing where I'm like, people don't want to hear me talk. Like, who wants to hear me talk? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing important that I have to say to anybody. Right. Like, who could be inspired by me, you know? And I think I need to get that thought out of my mind, because clearly, like, I am inspiring somebody without words. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I think even with words, like, I'll even be more impactful than what I am right now.
Yeah, and I think too, instead of Matthew McConaughey had this really good frame where he made this pivot in his life where he said, I'm trying to be less impressed and more involved. And what I think that kind of translates to, especially when you're talking about writing, is instead of trying to be impressive with what you're speaking about and trying to preach and trying to be whatever, being involved and saying like, this is exactly what's going on right now. And like, this isn't rehearsed. It's not whatever. Like, this is real. This is like, it doesn't have to be a video where you take 30 takes where you have no verbal tics and your hook is perfect. And sometimes it's just waking up and being like, bro, this is the reality of the situation. I'm having a great day and we're looking out over this like blah, blah, blah right now. And it's beautiful. Or the times where it's not beautiful, like just super raw and uncut. I feel like that's what being involved looks like.
Yeah.
Being impressive is everything's perfectly edited and like, you know, everybody looks like they're having this highlight reel experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think what you're doing is super inspiring. And just the fact that you decided to do the thing in the first place, like that's impressive enough.
Yeah.
The impressive box is checked already, bro.
Yeah.
Like I think what you're doing is so inspiring that just allowing people to be on as much of that journey as possible is like, I'm excited to be able to see what you guys put out, man.
Appreciate it, Drew.
It'll be cool. So before we get out of here, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to for the rest of your trip? You guys have got more states to go and stuff. Is there anything that's like some highlight moments that you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Texas. I think Texas is one of the states that we've highlighted where it's like there's a lot of like good boxers out there. You know what I'm saying? So like fighting wise, I think that's gonna be impactful. But then also the state itself is huge.
Okay.
I think we have that as like one of our big highlight states. But just to continue learning, bro. To be quite honest, just to like allow myself to be moldable. And to listen to critique, good or bad, and there's nothing I'm necessarily looking forward to. Like, only thing I'm looking forward to is like my kids on the way. You know what I'm saying? Like kid or kids. Like, that's the only thing that I could really like. I really feel for myself looking forward to. But like every day I just live in the moment. So like if something new pops up today, then it pops up today. You know.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've one of our like main sayings from the podcast is be where your feet are.
Yeah.
And I think that that's such, I mean, it's a reminder that I need to hear all the time.
Yeah.
Because all the time I catch myself projecting into the future.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, what do I need to be doing for the business and what's our 3-month plan? And, you know, how can these podcast episodes be better and get these guests? And like, I'm always living in the future. And it makes sometimes just like being in the moment and grounding into like, bro, you had a roof over your head today.
Yeah.
Breakfast was awesome. You just made a couple new friends. Like, this is the thing.
Yeah.
You know, you keep projecting forward into like, once I do X, Y, Z, then I'll be happy. Then I'll make it. Then I'll feel this like big relief.
Yeah.
That's right now, dude.
Yeah. Literally. Like you need to create that moment for yourself right now in this situation. Like one of my favorite scriptures, and this is something I had to remind like him, myself, and like my girl, like it's the scripture that says, don't worry about the worries of tomorrow when or the struggles of tomorrow when today has its own worries. So, like, I can't, although it's not struggles or, like, when I look in the future, I look at, like, all this positive stuff, I can't worry about that today because, like, I have to worry about today's worries. You know what I'm saying? I have to worry about what's going on in my life right now. And I think that's something that I've been trying to plant my feet in, that verse right there, that scripture. I've been trying to plant my feet in because it's like, yes, right now, I'm not making any money on these videos. Yes, I have kids on the way. Like, it's a lot of pressure on me, but like I can't worry about like what's gonna happen 2-3 months from now. Like I just need to worry about what's going on today, and when I feel like okay, it's time to come home. Yeah, like I already told my girl like I'm not missing more than a month of of my first kid. Like being out here is already across to me. Like this is something I don't want to hold. Like I want to go back home and be under my girl and like making sure like I see every like little step of like her belly growing. Like I want to see all that, but like. I feel like the Lord was calling me to this for a reason. Yeah. And if it's, just to talk to you, Drew, like, then that's that. But, so I literally just try to live every day, like day by day for real. So that's really good. That's a really good saying that you guys have over here. Yeah. That's amazing, man. I could tell this like podcast is going to grow, bro. I think the Lord's going to give you wind on it. Like, I don't know if you're a believer or not. I appreciate that, man. No, seriously. It's really the guiding principle of this whole thing. And like, it's tricky when you start a podcast when you're somebody who's just curious. Yeah. Right? Because it's like, well, what is this podcast about? And it's easy sometimes when you're like, we talk to real estate agents about this, or we talk, there are some things that are just like very cut and dry. But what I've found over the course of, the Owner's Journal podcast, which I told you before, and then this one, it's probably combined almost 60 or 70 episodes now, is the one thing that guides all of the interest that I have in people and like that glow that I was talking about earlier when I can like spot somebody. I'm like, oh, that's one of them. Yeah. Is somebody who has a specific calling or a specific passion and they decide to make that jump and do it. Yeah. And I think right now it's trusting in God, trusting in the world, trusting in whatever forces are like showing up for us. Yeah.
that if I continue to lean into that creativity and find people like you, it's like I want nothing more than for my own curiosity to be able to have this conversation, and for that conversation to also be able to like connect with, like you said, one person who's thinking about making that jump and becoming one of those people also. So dude, on like 12 hours notice, you were down to come do this.
I was like, let's do it.
Dude, I was so excited when you guys said you're going to be in town and everything like that. So I'm super glad this worked out.
Yeah, I am too, man. Like, I hope this episode was fun for you, bro. Like honestly, I know we had a couple questions like before, like during breakfast and stuff. I'm happy it kind of went the way it did, where it's just like, let's just flow as boys, you know what I'm saying?
Of course,
like, that was dope, man. That was really good stuff.
100%. Well, you guys are on a heck of a mission right now. For everybody who wants to support you guys, where can they find you? Plug all your stuff, man.
Perfect. Yeah, so the Instagram is at Dylan Turner Boxing. So you spell Dylan Dylan, Dylan Turner Boxing. The Instagram, the YouTube is at Champagne Boxing. Make sure you put the @ sign because you can't find it without the @ sign for some odd reason. So at Champagne Boxing, and the TikTok is at DT Boxing. I hate that it's like all 3 different things, but yeah, those are the 3 platforms you can find us on. Maybe we'll start Twitch in like the future or something.
Cool.
But, yeah.
Well, we'll link everything. So for anybody who's looking for these guys, we'll link everything in the show notes. And yeah, man, like I said, super excited to have you on the show, and I can't wait to follow along for all the rest of the states you guys are going to hit.
I appreciate it, Drew.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for listening. We love you.
Love you guys.
Be where your feet are. Peace.